Madagascar, an extra-large island off Africa, often overlooked and almost forgotten by the rest of the world. It floats in the Indian Ocean like a lost puzzle piece, separated from the African mainland by hundreds of kilometers of water. For centuries, it's been a place of mystery, a land that seems to exist just outside the margins of the map. It's the kind of place you think you know from cartoons, lemurs leaping, baobabs towering, but the reality is far stranger, richer, and more unpredictable than any animated adventure could ever capture. Here, the ordinary is rare, and the rare is everywhere. Everything feels improvised, as if nature missed a meeting and had to make do with leftovers. The forests are tangled and wild, bursting with plants and creatures found nowhere else on Earth. It's a living laboratory, a place where evolution has run wild and free. The island is a beautiful muddle, spiky rocks that look like the bones of the earth, oddball animals with eyes too big for their heads, and a sense of time that stretches and snaps at will. Lemurs leap through ancient forests, chameleons change color in the blink of an eye, and everywhere you look, there's something that defies explanation. Crossing Madagascar, the world's fourth largest island, is a feat in itself. Maps here are more wishful thinking than fact, and distances are measured in hours, not kilometers. The roads twist and turn, sometimes vanishing altogether, leading you into the unknown. Roads may or may not exist, and what's a highway today could be a river tomorrow. The weather changes in an instant, turning dust into mud, and bridges into memories. Travel here is an act of faith, a leap into the unpredictable. You don't conquer Madagascar, you surrender to its chaos, embracing the unexpected and hoping for a dry roof and a good meal at the end of the day. Hospitality is improvised but always heartfelt, and every night brings a new story. Armed with outdated guidebooks, a battered backpack, and a healthy dose of misplaced confidence, I dove in. Every step is a negotiation with the unknown, every encounter a lesson in humility and wonder. The air is thick with wood smoke, vanilla, and the promise of adventure. Mornings begin with the scent of fresh bread and the sound of distant drums, while evenings settle into a chorus of frogs and the flicker of lanterns. Welcome to Madagascar, brilliant, bonkers, and playing by its own rules. It's a place that refuses to be tamed, a world apart, where every day is a new chapter in a story that's still being written. Lemurs, Madagascar's wide-eyed furry overlords, are everywhere, and there are over 100 kinds. The Indri sings like a whale, the Sifika dances sideways, and the Ai looks like evolution's prank. Meeting a lemur is less a wildlife encounter, more a silent, judgmental job interview. Their eyes seem to ask if you brought bananas or if you're just lost. Lemurs range from pocket-sized mouse lemurs to sunbathing ringtails, living their best lives. Their daily routine: eat, sleep, look fabulous. Honestly, I'm jealous. Finding them means trekking through rainforests, tripping over roots, and feeling hopelessly ungraceful. Just as you're ready to give up, your guide points, and suddenly a pair of eyes blinks from the leaves. You realize you've been watched all along. It's pure magic. Madagascar's lemurs remind us, slow down, look up, and embrace the weird. Here, evolution's rules are rewritten. If lemurs are the tenants, then baobabs are the landlords, ancient upside-down trees that have stood watch over Madagascar for thousands of years, lining the legendary avenue of the baobabs. These trees are not just part of the landscape, they are the pillars of it, rising out of the red earth like something out of a dream, their presence both commanding and mysterious. Their branches twist and sprawl like roots reaching for the sky, as if a mischievous god planted them upside down just to make us wonder. Each limb is thick and gnarled, a living sculpture shaped by centuries of wind, sun, and stories whispered beneath their shade. Stand beside one and you feel impossibly small and impossibly young. Some of these giants have watched centuries pass, empires rise and fall, generations come and go. Their bark is scarred with the marks of time, yet they endure, silent witnesses to everything that has changed and everything that has stayed the same. Baobabs are more than just trees, they're the heart of the community, gathering places where stories are told, deals are made, and children play in the cool shade. For many they are spirits, protectors, and living history books, holding the memories of entire villages in their hollow trunks. You don't chop down a baobab, it would be like bulldozing a cathedral or tearing down a monument. Their presence commands respect, and their loss would leave a wound in the land and in the hearts of those who live nearby. Baobabs give so much: nutritious fruit, cool shade on scorching days, shelter for animals and people alike. Their trunks store water, a lifeline during dry seasons. They are a symbol of resilience and a reminder of nature's generosity, offering a sense of permanence in a world that is always changing. As a traveler, I tried again and again to capture their magic with my camera, but every photo felt like a poor imitation, a flat echo of something much grander and more alive. The baobabs are simply too vast, too strange, too magnificent for a camera to contain. You end up with a picture of sky, trunk, and a lingering sense of awe that refuses to fit inside a frame. The real thing is always bigger, weirder, and more wonderful than any postcard or photograph could ever suggest. No souvenir can capture the feeling of standing in their presence. Sometimes all you can do is stand there, dwarfed by their size, and feel magnificently insignificant. Just a tiny part of a much larger story that began long before you arrived and will continue long after you're gone. Baobabs are Madagascar's silent sentinels, standing guard over the land as the sun sets and the sky turns gold and purple. They are both ancient and timeless, rooted in the past but always reaching for the future. They remind you that some things can't be captured, only experienced, felt, and remembered. And maybe, in the end, that's the whole point of the baobab, to make you pause, look up, and simply be present in the wonder of it all. Eating in Madagascar is an adventure, one that starts the moment you step into a local market, where the air is thick with the scent of spices, sizzling oil, and the laughter of vendors. Here, food isn't just sustenance. It's a daily celebration, a way of life that brings people together and invites you to join in, no matter where you're from. Rice is the national dish, and it's not just a side, it's the star of every meal, piled high in mountainous portions that would impress even the hungriest traveler. Whether you're at a family table or a roadside stall, expect rice to be the foundation of your plate, soaking up the flavors of everything else that's served. Zebu, the local humped cattle, is everywhere. Grilled on skewers over open flames, simmered in rich stews, or simply roasted and served with a dash of local spices. Its distinct flavor is a taste of Madagascar's history and culture, and you'll find it in nearly every corner of the island. The island's coastline means seafood is always fresh, caught that morning and served by noon. Tropical fruits burst with sunshine sweetness, and thanks to a French colonial past, you might even stumble upon a wedge of creamy cheese, an unexpected but delightful surprise in the heart of the Indian Ocean. But sometimes, the real adventure begins when you point at a bubbling pot, take a leap of faith, and taste something completely unfamiliar. You might spend the next 5 minutes or the rest of the meal trying to guess what you're eating as flavors and textures dance across your tongue. Is it meat, vegetable, mystery fungus? Maybe it's a local root or a wild green you've never seen before. The ingredients are as diverse as the landscapes, and every bite is a puzzle waiting to be solved. But here's the secret. It's best not to ask too many questions. Just smile, savor the moment, and enjoy the hospitality. The Malagasy people love to share their food, and laughter is always on the menu. Madagascar isn't a place for picky eaters. It's a playground for the curious and the brave, for those willing to try something new and embrace the unknown. Every meal is a chance to discover a new favorite or at least a great story to tell. And then there's rum arrange, homemade rum infused with vanilla, ginger, wild herbs, or whatever the bartender has on hand. Each batch is unique, a reflection of the maker's creativity and the island's bounty. Every bar, every home has its own secret recipe. Sampling rum arrange is like playing a liquid lottery, sometimes smooth and sweet, sometimes fiery enough to make your eyes water, but always offered with a warm Malagasy smile. Whether you're toasting with new friends at sunset or sipping quietly after a long day, it's the perfect way to end an evening of culinary surprises and delightful confusion. In Madagascar, every meal is a story, one told through flavors, laughter, and the simple act of sharing food with others. It's a place where the table is always full, and there's always room for one more. The flavors are wild, the portions generous, and the surprises never stop coming. Each dish is a new chapter, each bite a new adventure. So bring your appetite and your sense of humor. In Madagascar, you'll need both, and you'll leave with memories as rich and colorful as the meals themselves. Travel in Madagascar is an exercise in optimism. The main transport taxi bus, minibuses packed with people, chickens, and the occasional goat. They leave only when impossibly full, which could take minutes or hours. Personal space? Forget it. Roads range from smooth highways to pothole obstacle courses to muddy tracks that swallow vehicles whole. 100 kilometers can take all day, with breakdowns and group pushes part of the fun. It's chaotic, but everyone laughs and helps out. You can hire a private car for comfort, or fly, if the airline feels like it that day. The only rule? Be flexible. Everything takes twice as long as you think. The journey is as much the adventure as the destination. Embrace the bumps, the delays, and the madness. That's Madagascar travel. Madagascar runs on Mora Mora, slowly, slowly. It's not just a phrase, but a way of life. Buses leave when full, meals arrive when ready, and meetings start when everyone's there. At first it's maddening for anyone used to schedules. But soon, you learn to let go, enjoy the in-between moments, and breathe. Mora Mora is everywhere. In greetings, in crafts, in family meals. The important things, relationships, enjoyment, can't be rushed. My frantic internal clock slowed, and I found peace in the pace. Sometimes waiting is the point. Embrace the slow pulse of Malagasy life. It's good for the soul. Just as you settle in, you meet Madagascar's complex web of taboos. What's fine in one village might be forbidden in the next. No pork here, no red shirts there, never point at a tomb with your finger. Fadi are rooted in history, ancestors, and respect for the land. Ancestors are ever present, honored in ceremonies like Famadihana, where the dead are celebrated with music and dance. For visitors, Fadi is a delicate dance. You'll make mistakes, but locals are forgiving if you're respectful. It's humbling to realize your norms aren't universal. Fadi weaves Malagasy society together, reminding you the world is richer for its differences. When in doubt, use your knuckle. Listen, learn, and be gracious. Respect is the real universal language, and in Madagascar, it opens every door. So you're going to Madagascar. Brave choice. Pack for all seasons. Heat, rain, and chilly nights can happen in a day. Bring layers and, most importantly, a sense of humor. Learn a few Malagasy words. Hello and thank you go a long way. Carry cash, credit cards are rare, and you'll need stacks of airy. Wi-Fi is mythical, power cuts are common, and a head torch is essential. Embrace the digital detox. Let your friends think you've been eaten by a fossa. Hire a local guide. They'll spot wildlife, explain Fadi, and keep you out of trouble. A good guide is worth their weight in rice. Be flexible, patient, and open to the unexpected. Madagascar rewards the curious and the adaptable. You'll miss everything if you try to do it alone. And remember, the best stories come from the things you didn't plan. After weeks of dust, confusion, and surprise, I sat on a Malagasy beach at sunset, happier than I'd been in years. Madagascar gets under your skin, chaotic, enchanting, and defiantly unique. In a world of sameness, it's gloriously itself, raw, wild, and unfiltered. Here, nature and culture are alive, strange, and beautiful. Travel here isn't easy, but it's real adventure. We need places like this, reminders of the world's wild diversity. Your support helps me keep telling these stories from the world's forgotten corners. If you've enjoyed this journey, consider becoming a supporter. Let's keep exploring, getting lost, and celebrating the world's wonderful weirdness. Thank you, or as they say in Madagascar,